Yesterday, it was breaking news, the resignation of APC, the ruling party. Its chairman, Umar GANDUJE, the former Kano state governor. His resignation triggered a lot of reaction. So many Nigeria reacts, and a lot of meaning can be read to his resignation. Actually, the man said that he resigned based on health issue. But people that know, they discovered that this is beyond the ordinary health issue, because we just saw the man be active recently. We saw him active in Gombe. We saw him active in Benue recently when Tinubu visited Benue. The man was active. So which kind of sickness will have compelled him to resign suddenly? So a lot of meaning have been reached to it, and Nigeria, we are waiting to see what is going to unfold later regarding this issue. But there are two perspectives majorly this time around. Some people may be thinking that maybe Umar GANDUJE has become one of these disgruntled elements in the APC that want to quit the party, or the planning to bring Kwankwaso into APC actually require resignation of GANDUJE, because Kano cannot produce both chairman and vice president slot, because people have been looking at the direction of Kwankwaso to be vice presidential candidates to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2027 as a result of a very big crack in between Mr. President and his past president, kazeem Shetima. Immediately President Bola Ahmed Tinubu came in, we saw that one of the priorities of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is Nigeria reform, and the rest of Nigeria, we want Nigeria reform. But immediately we mentioned reform, it was the vice president that said that reform under my foot. That one clearly showed that this man is not totally with his president. And another thing is the case of tax reform bill. Immediately we mentioned tax reform bill. Almost everybody from that angle, they cry out. Vice president cry, Alim Dume from the same state, you cry a lot about tax reform bill, and their governor Babangana Sulum also cry. So many northerners, they don't want this tax reform bill, and body language of kazeem Shetima has so that he's no longer 100% with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We saw how he was part of people that went to welcome Buhari in Kaduna.
Yes, brought him from Daura to Kaduna.
To Kaduna. Actually, Buhari is still in APC, but the body language of Buhari sometimes is very, very hard to understand. You may not be able to read Buhari. Buhari is too hard to read, because Buhari may say A, he may mean B, and sometimes he may keep mute. And that mute is another language. So even as we are talking now, nobody can say this is where Buhari belongs to, because these people, they are Fulani. And there are some still tribes that are not Fulani, but they are loyal to Fulani. Like this kazeem Shetima, the way the politics is playing is so that he still remain loyal to Fulani oligarchy. So, having said this, we don't know where the thing is going, but these are the two major things that may happen. And people from Middle Belt, they have been calling for chairmanship for APC. Because if you look at it in this administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I don't know where people from, North Central, where they stand. They are not in number 1, they are not in number 2, they are not in number 3, up to number 4. Even they are not APC chairman, which they were before. So they were calling for APC chairman. I think they have two options. It's either they pick vice president from that place, or chairman come to that place. So for Kwankwaso to come into APC, GANDUJE has to go, and you know our president is a big player when we talk to Nigeria politics. He can create, even if there is no position for GANDUJE, he can create one. And mind you, there is one information that came out, so like a dim light that time, when they said they wanted to make GANDUJE chairman of NPA. I think one information broke out that time. We don't hear anything about it again, but maybe those are the kind of a thing that they plan for GANDUJE. GANDUJE, leave that seat, come and sit down here, let somebody, because of somebody that want to come in 2027. All these things put together is one of the strategies, gathered by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to create division in the north, to create confusion more among the northern big politicians. So as a Nigeria, before 2027, 2027 is still a bit far. We are watching and we are calculating what is going to unfold. And all this thing is depend on how the opposition going to play their joker. So it's like a big team that want to play now, like maybe a Clasico, Madrid, Barca, and each coach have their own tactics, how they want to be, either 2-3-4-4 or 4-3-3 or however they want to see. So we are still looking at this big player in the Nigeria politics space. We are still looking at how they are playing their game. It's another thing I want to like. It's like a chess, and they are playing it now. We are waiting, and we are going to see the end in 2027.
Are you saying that APC currently now does not look like as if there's a crack, even though there's a plan that to redeploy?
There is a big crack. Even immediately Buhari came in, there was a big crack. Everybody can see that there was a crack. Immediately Buhari come, they started giving President Bola Ahmed Tinubu knock. They started giving him head button and started knocking him. You could remember the case of James Faleke in Lagos State here, that was supposed to be the deputy governor to Abubakar Audu, the late Abubakar Audu. And I think that was the first time we hear something like inconclusive. And they say there is a lacuna, and they went to court. It was because of Tinubu that disallow James Faleke to become governor in Kogi. They wanted to deal with Tinubu. That time they still went to Benin to go and deal with Oshiomhole. Oshiomhole was removed. Instead of them to allow a candidate of APC to win in Edo that time, they prefer Obaseki just to deal with Oshiomhole. And this is the thing that people forget to understand. This is why it's very, very easy for Obaseki to rule with only 4 House of Assembly member. Because Buhari was like, I'm not concerned. Buhari was less concerned that time. If Buhari was concerned that time, it will not be easy for Obaseki to rule with just a member of House of Assembly. He will move politically. But Buhari was like, it doesn't concern me, because he know that any attempt to deal with Obaseki, they are giving Oshiomhole a chance. And so they wanted to do. So where I'm going is that there has been that big crack in the APC. If we immediately Buhari, but they are just trying to mend it. They don't want that house to scatter all of a sudden.
Okay. Seeing Ganduje now, and we are seeing Shetima factor. Do you think that Tinubu will survive?
It depends on how opposition they were able to use the advantage. When your enemy is falling and you refuse to use the advantage very well, then you allow him to regroup, to re-strategize again, to come and attack you, then there is problem. So as they see that the house of APC is falling now, I think opposition should start to work towards that area so that they will be able to benefit from it. If it is Tinubu will have started looking for strategy to benefit from any controversy that happened in a political party or political space.